And we are streaming. Hello and welcome to Task Confusion for the 27th of March 2026. I hope we're all doing well. So, last time, things did not go that brilliantly. That was sort of the inverse of what we had the last stream. We were 1-1-3, we went a 4-4-2, which apparently is a terrible formation in football, but hey. Yeah, so we have some catch-up to do here. We're back below half of the rank, so basically the aim for the stream is to be above 1400 at the end of the free Hanchan, or however long this goes. Again, first game always is going to set the tone. If that's a disaster, we'll be mostly on recovery duty and just trying to get back to something. But we'll see. We're trying. The aim of the game here is to just play things calmly, to just take cut chances when they come up, and to not deal into anything hugely obvious for no reason. That is the bit that's going to be the struggle, I think, honestly. But you know, we'll see how this goes. So let us head into the Jade rooms once again and see how things go today. Evening, sir. How are we doing? Okay, Saint Free and 2 Masters on us. Okay. Starting off, and we've hit a door of free opening hand. I mean, we don't have a way to quickly go for this, but well, we're gonna have to go, aren't we? Yeah, Western start. See if we got a redraw. So, Tanyo attack seems like the easiest thing for us to be doing here, especially as we already completed a sequence. So, double sequence, pair of Dora. Wow, okay. This is going extremely well. We can call the 7, give us a free-sided weight. We just drew a 5. So that's now pair. So 5-6 pair weight for 4 Dora. We have not drawn a useless tile this entire set. This is... What is this level of jam? Even that's not... I guess it's Ipeko. We now have two-sided weights here for this. So we have Ipeko Dora 3. I could call that, but it doesn't actually help us, so no. Okay. That's our first useless draw. Two, 3-2, no. Pass it, white. I'm taking too long thinking on the calls there. I should not be calling with this hand. Unless it's specifically a 6. Two-sided weight, 3-6 or 2-5. For the 3-6. This is a Reach Dora 3. Which is the only reason we're going Reach Dora 3 for this, but you know. Right, 1-6 eliminated. 5 remaining. Sumo. Reach Sumo Dora 3. As starts go, Reach Sumo Ipeko Dora 3. Oh, we hit the 2 for the bind. Oh, okay. I said the first hand was going to set the tone. I wasn't expecting it to be that toneful, honestly. Alright, we have a Buyman start. Now I've got to keep this lead. Which, you know, it's the nicer way around to do things, but... That was a monstrous level of luck. Interesting. I could probably have lived without knowing that, but okay, if that's what they want to call themselves, that is up to them. Alright. West is our wind. We'll keep the dragon for a half moment longer. Probably not going to keep it for too long here. Honestly, Tanyo and Go seems like the best plan here. We have Carnage. don't know if you want to necessarily work on that. Draw a 7-pin. Yeah. These are both isolated tiles over the 8-9, but I think since we want to build the Tanyo here, getting rid of a 9-8 is more likely what we're going to be doing. And that's a pair. Something connected for 2-6 would be nice, but I mean that's pretty perfect. I think I'm going to do this because we're getting to the stage now where we might end up having to calm this just to release the hand. I'm trying to argue what's better here. No, it's fine. I don't want to Khan at this point, but it's an option we have. Also, with the 4s walled off, there's potentially some answers there. Who knows? That's unfortunate within the 6 discard, but we're not going to keep on with that. We're going to keep the discards going. Don't want to put ourselves into first 10 traps. We also have 2 for Sanchku, which is the other reason for sort of holding on with this. If I draw a 3, I got Sanchku set up. Also, we hit extra Dora.
Kan.
Well, we're giving up the Sanchku here for just Tanyo nonsense, but well, we're not dealers, so I think that's fine on our end. It's just the 2-hand kill, 2-hand win. All right, fine. We probably shouldn't have pursued that. We had a pretty decent hand with the Sanchku chances. Mainly 2 closed weights needed to get that to work, but I don't know. I probably could have afforded to play that better. We'll review that afterwards. Yeah. I mean, I'm probably on a little bit of positive tilt, actually, with that one. With the way the first hand went. So we need to try and just at least be somewhat more careful as we go into this. As it turns out, what we're now doing is discarding a bunch of honors, so that'll do. 1 of each. White and red have both been played once. This should be fine. That is a good draw. So incorporating Vidora. Draw a 6-pin, that'd be ideal. Okay, we have that to worry about. We just hit the pair of things there. I'm going to play the red. Unlikely they want it based on the 1 discard from earlier, but it's not impossible. We've also been given 2 safe tiles. We're going to utilise those against Vidila Riichi. At the very least the first one, and we'll see. Well, we're still kind of on for something. Need some good fortune to make this pin food, but not impossible that we could attack this. This is the player in second who's reached as dealer, so for winning chances we'd prefer this not to work. I mean, okay. It's a deal among them, so that's the 12, and we have a player very close to elimination now. So now we kind of want to see if we can get a free hand together and just get a win. Probably not with this. To be fair, it's not terrible, this hand, by any means, but it's just I don't know. I'm spouting nonsense as usual. Just ignore me for the moment. But we don't have a quick hand to kick the dealer off. That's the problem we got right now. So Manga and Sumo would be 4-1. So unless it's a direct hit, I don't think the game's going to just end here. And even if it does, we end second place with a good second place score. So essentially, just don't deal in. Keep the 5, 6, 7 Sanshku chance alive, though probably not what we're going to have. Almost certainly now that's our pair run. We've got the same secret set in both sides, so it just depends which one happens. And we purge the other one. Free pin doesn't help us. 8s are being discarded everywhere, so I think we are cutting the 9-6.
Riichi.
We're cutting the 9 certainly here. I mean, if that's a deal in that way, then that wins us the game. White Dragon. Well, we're out of definite safeties, so we're gonna play our 1 pin. Sumo's fine. So expands the gap means that Freehand Sumo wins us the game.
Riichi. Sumo. Dora. Dora.
And if not, we've got a slightly increased buffer to second. Okay. Can we get a 2-hand Sumo? No, 3-hand Sumo, I think. 2-hand if we've got some triplets. I reckon they've disconnected. No. Maybe not. Oh, this is not a great hand for what we want to do. We're going to go for the edges at the start. Not going to take that just yet. Chitoitsu. Or Honitsu. Both of those are valid. Shanta. Also valid.
Pong.
Back to Chitoitsu, potentially. That's up to 4. That's up to 5. Chitoitsu Sumo wouldn't be enough, unfortunately, but... I'm starting to see that 1-2-2. Oh, that helps. I mean, Dora is Dora, but... don't want to call, but now if we have Chitoitsu Dora Dora Sumo, that definitely does it. White Dragon's not helpful.
G.
Come on, T-Man, to so. I mean, that'll do. We're done with this. T-Man has been played fairly recently. There might be getting another one come out. Also, it's probably riskier to that. So we're just going to stay in the T-Man tempo. You can also win in the draw state as well. Would have won with the 3, but of course no way to know that. Technically there was one more. Well, no, actually there were the same outs. And the problem with Cheeto is if somebody just happens to incidentally have a triplet, then we're just, yeah, cooked. But In this case, there is a 2 left. There could be an incidental pair. Especially if that is Honitsu up top. Oof. Well, I don't like that, but it is safe.
ロンもう逃げ場は
I'll take that.
ない勝つ
So essentially 1,000 points stolen from both of us. Contains the position. I'm okay with that result. We didn't want to deal into our second place person. Yeah. We had the right of it though. Couldn't have played that 2-man at the time. What's the right to wait? Okay, west. So position remains roughly the same here. If we hit a freehand sumo, we do win. Unfortunately, this is not looking like it's going to be a freehand sumo with this hand. This is going to be a scramble to just a completed hand, and I mean we have a Dora. So if we can go reach and something with Dora, then we're there. Maybe Dora 2 if we can incorporate with 7. Well, we hope to incorporate with 7 now. Honestly, we hope to get the door incorporated, let's be honest about this. 1 pin's not helpful. Well, we discarded a whole lower sequence, but probably correct to do so at most cases. There's an argument to keep the 3 longer while we still got some other isolated tiles, but really it's 3 versus 6 in this position. I don't know. I think I prefer the 6.
G.
Okay, quick attack. We have 2 Dora now, so anything should work. Problem is we have a pair of terminals, we have 2 terminals bits waiting for, so we don't have anything we can rush towards. That was unfortunately the time for that. So if we're lucky enough to draw a 7-man, we have at least reach and 2.
Riichi.
Now there'll be reach 3. Alright, reach from player in last. There is elimination sort of draft considerations here, but I think we're just going to play our 1s. We don't have anything that's definitely safe. I'm just going to play my pairs out since 2 of them are out. I don't think they're walled necessarily, but given lack of anything else we could have really gone for. It's going to be a shame because we're going to lose our chance to eliminate this player, but I don't have a hand that was close enough to really go in for that. We'll follow up the 8-pin. Third north. Well, I don't think we're eliminating you at the moment. You're going to gain 2,000 points back, so we now need...
Note.
Yeah. So that takes you to 4-1. Gap remains as is. But I don't think we're going to get the quick... What the heck is this?
Pong.
I don't even know what I'm doing with this.
Pong.
holding up 2 and just seeing what happens. This is not amazing.
Can.
I mean, I very deliberately made sure the 2-pin was my first discard. Just hide the Honitsu if I could, but... Ah, jeez. Okay, so South is ridiculous if it comes off now, but really, I just want middle Pinsy. What the fuck is this? What the actual fuck is this? Okay, sorry. I do not swear a lot at all, but this is just...
Riichi.
Oh, and this, you've reached against this. Oh. I mean... all the sympathy in the world here, but we're going all in. We're just also discarding it. We're just off with this one. We have a Yakuman chance. We're just... what the heck? Sometimes you just hit it. Well done.
Riichi, Tsumo, Pinfu, Ipeiko, Dora.
Hit the Hanuman, but
Haneman.
so dealer Hane. So we've had 2 dealer Hanumans. We're still in the lead after all that, but yeah, okay. Some nonsense was occurring there, but that is my first legitimate shot at that hand. Okay. Where's the start? Well, this has been an entertaining one. And we are going to get a full game now. So after all of that, and after basically having almost player eliminations, we're now into... yeah. South from repeats. It's a clean game. It's an even game. I'm on the winning margin just. And I'd really like to move on from this. Okay, possibility. If we get an 8 or a 2, we'll call it. If we get a dragon, we've got to consider not calling it. It's going to be a consideration because I think we can still do it. Okay, so that's paired there. We have the extended run. So, yeah, we're quite close to finishing hand here. It's going to be dragon only, but at this stage, I think that's what we want. Okay. There's not a lot of white dragons coming out anytime soon, unfortunately for us, but... But at this stage, we're almost just cutting for Hon Shinitsu.
ポン
On cue.
Riichi.
We're safe on that 2-pin. Ishanten. Goodness, this looks like we folded.
ツノ
Haku Honitsu plus an extra 1,000. Alright.
本一
We will absolutely take that. Alright, gap re-established, importantly. And this hand does not look ridiculous. I mean, it's pretty good, actually, but it's not ridiculous. So this is just Tanyo attack, if we can pull it off. Get the game away from the player who is probably, well, Saint Free, so obviously the highest ranking player here, but move the game on as quickly as you can. It's usually a good idea. Could have kept that, but obviously it takes away the Tanyo. We are still jamming into this day. I have been doing this for far too long. In a lot of ways. I've taken about a year break from doing the occasional Mahjong streams, and this is pretty much all I'm doing these days. Which, to be fair, was also true a year ago. That was all I was doing there. But yeah, no, I'm glad you're enjoying that. It's, again, it's probably my best and most frequently watched random playthrough from other people, and I need to focus on this. Nah, we'll just play it.
聞こえる
Fine. We'll give away the door free.
捨て牌三種の声
Can't call that. Could have called the 7. But no, Shining in the Darkness is one of my better run playthroughs, I think, of anything I've done. Freaking? One was just played. Unfortunately, we're in the too many pairs position, but yeah, no worries. As I say, I'm not doing too much currently to a large extent, but there's some stuff there. There's some terrible stuff as well, if I'm really brutally honest about myself. But no, feel free to enjoy it, and yeah, keep commenting, and I'll actually bother to reply to some of them, which I'm really bad at doing. Again, I'm not on YouTube very often these days. No, glad you jumped in. Alright, 5-8, so for victory, if we can do it. It is a safe tile to the Riichi. North is also a safe tile, so we can stay with this. And that'll do.
No.
Tanyo.
タイヤを
Again, we are at move the game on. We don't care about term value. We are move the game on here. 2 wins and we're there. Okay. Nothing amazing, but that helps. If we can draw an early free pin, maybe. North. North does not help us a great deal, so we'll probably end up cutting that. But we have Honitsu now again as an option.
Pong.
I want to do that first because I want to get rid of the riskier tiles early. Even if I'm signaling Honitsu, I'm okay with signaling Honitsu. If we draw a 4, we can actually go Ipeiko only and just take that. So that's also a thing. Yeah, 4 pin would be a great draw.
G.
May regret that later, but we'll see. Can't really do anything with that. But it has guaranteed it's safe for us, so that's always nice. Again, that's what we would love if we drew it, but we didn't. I guess we can now we'll draw the free pin and beat Tempai. We're okay with that. That again, second dealing into third for a small amount. We just have to ride out this game. We don't even need to go for a hand. We should have the win sewn up here. Famous last words, but it is my dealer turn. North, see if we get a redraw. We didn't. Hand again, pretty decent. I'm perfectly okay with you going for a quick hand to steal third. Still second deal. And you also cleared Dora Dragon for us as well, which is a nice thing. Yay! Alright, we're happy to help you out here. We don't need to call that. Yeah, 20,000 gap. As long as we don't deal in, we really don't mind that. Question is it Toy Toy? Is it South only? Could be South only. They don't need that many more points, actually. They only need 3,000, so... Obviously Dora is the red dragon, which they don't have, but... They don't need much. We have our backup plan as well. Don't know how we're discarding to get to it, but we do have the backup plan. Yeah, a couple of twos here. We have another pair, we don't need both of them. Well, maybe we do now. But 8-6 is a cut we can make. Was a cut we can make. Let's cut a 4-so. Go back to the pair. Review these. 7-8 we could potentially discard. That's our double run. Alright, 7-8 then. How much? Cheap. Okay, I'll take it. Again, we were far enough ahead that all of them were chasing cheap hands, so... Okay. Looking at this, you would not believe the nonsense that occurred. I've got to be fairly honest with this. But hey, we're back up at the 14 threshold, so we've hit target. If we could end the stream now, and we would have it. We are not going to win the stream now. We're going to play at least one more. But I do want to review some parts of that match. Oh, it mentions that I hit a Bindman with this one. Okay, so... Yeah, we start with free Dora. I mean, that's just... You don't have to do much when you're starting with free Dora. Just play autopilot, purge the one suit we don't need, get ourselves into the right reach, and just sumo. Yeah. Easy enough done. So where are you? This is one of the most ridiculous starting hands that I've ever had. Which I'm just going to quickly Discord post, because of course we do. And then on what turn did we hit Tenpai? Turn 9. And then turn 9. Okay. So, yeah, this was a thing. What I mostly wanted to see is if it was at all in there. So it is in the wall. Hold on, how does this work in terms of things? I need to go forward 1. So you just see 7 man. Where's the... I'm trying to work out where it's doing this from. So the next row was a 5, so... Nope, next row was a thing. Why do I not know how to read this? So, Green Dragon, which obviously isn't there anymore from that. Is that the ending wall? Is that just what it's telling me? I don't know how to read that. I should probably look into that at some point. Anyway, I've minimized the thing. Alright. Well, that was fun. It can only go downhill from here, obviously. Let's go again. Oh, I meant to analyze my deal in, but yeah, that was not at that point the most interesting part of the thing. Maybe I'll do that afterwards, but hey. Okay. 3 players about my level. This is one we're going to get crushed in. Okay, we have Dora Dragon. We have 2 sequences complete, and we have Other Dragon. Draw an early green, we're in business. But that could be true of any time. Okay, let's cut the east. Ryan Peiko is a possibility here. It's an unlikely possibility, but it is a possibility that exists. Well, good news is green is safe, so we're probably going to play our green in a moment. That is 1 sequence down. Fortunately, it's confirming that side of it. We'd prefer to obviously have the 7, but it's fine. What can you do? South is no help. Well, okay. We've had the jam. Now we must have the marmalade. I'm cool with that. 7 pin doesn't help us. So am I supposed to play 1-7 here against that 7? Arguably. No. I guess I can still draw an 8 on this side. Maybe I'm supposed to play the 1 instead of that 7. It's fine. We've made the start and we've sort of committed, so we're going to keep on this sort of plan that we're currently doing. Okay. Let's special upgrade. The reason I'm saying that is obviously because the two-man rather gives us that 2-3-4 sequence. The 1 doesn't actually help us directly there, unless it goes 1, 2, 3 plus this is a pair, which is still a partial reason to keep the 1, I guess. But we already had this as our probable pair, and it still is probably going to be our pair come to this. But
Riichi.
as it happens, though, we're going to discard, and we got West as well, and we're just going to ride out this game, I think. Two-pin. One. We have 7 that we can play as safe, which we shall do. We also have West if we need it for a last discard. Brian Paco at the last minute. I was going to joke, but that's... Can we play the Aso? It's a Suji. It's a Suji, and we are in Tenpai for a tile that was just discarded.
Riichi.
If we're taking the risk at that point, we're just going to go all the night. Freeman is safe to the first reach.
Tenpai.
4-player Tenpai. Got it. Okay, well, that was a thing. Alright, Dora sequence, potential Sanchikus, and a pair of honor tiles. Could be a lot worse. Yeah, I don't need your calls. I can just take them myself. We have a Chanter possibility here as well. Alright, Ishanten. Nine South White. Ooh, okay, we played the one over. We played that over that. I mean, I would love a 7-man. Just saying, I think the game owes me a 7-man here. No. Come on, 7-man, one time, please. You denied me the all wins. Don't deny me the chance of Sanchiku. It's just a Mungan if we get the 7. Question is, do we force the Sanchiku side? Even if it's open, it's only 2, but... Come on, 7-man, one time. Sure, there's more of them. We can draw it. Reach, Chanter, Sanchiku. Which we didn't need the reach on this, to be fully honest, but I want to force it. We have a small number of outs, so we're gonna have to try and force a fold or something. Not that that happened at all the last time, so you know, they need to discard a 7-man to stay Tenpai, they might do it. We played Adora, so they know that's fine. They've got that freedom, which is devaluing the hands that we could potentially deal into, so all good, all good. Counter reach, probably on a bit of weight, but But the possible sand skew is with us. So many 8s. Wrong 7. I've played so many Manzi tiles. I was about to say that's the other deal in, but it wasn't. So many pauses, I don't like the pauses.
まだだ。まだ終
7.
わっていない。
Come on, one time. Nope. I said you owe me. I believe you still do owe me. 6. Haite?
テンパイ。
Well, there's a lot of points in the middle here. Yeah, maybe I could have gone 9 and Dragon, Wash 9 and South or whatever, but maybe I could have even gone Dharma with the Mangan. Maybe I should be Dharmaing with Mangans more. I don't know. We'll discuss that later, I think, but again, it forced 2 players to fold, which is the important bit, and they had to play around the Reach for a little bit. Even player across from me who did attack had to play around that a little bit, so maybe that's the upside, and it always has been the upside of if you Reach, your opponents have to play around your hand to a certain extent. But it was 3 outs versus 4, and I went for the 4 because again, it also is the higher output. There's a big value bump with that, so. Okay. Well, whoever picks up the first hand is going to be very advantageous. We can no longer go for the impossible hand, and we have a double call and a Pinzu Honitsu to worry about. Lovely.
Riichi.
Oh, we also have that to worry about, so, you know, there's that. $5,600 points as a bonus. We are nowhere near anything at the moment here. I don't have that much safe against this either. Again, it's early enough that it's probably reasonable for us to keep doing what we're doing. But what we're doing isn't that great either. But there's so many points in the middle.
キラキラのエネルギーが。
地。
We'll take the Dora 1. And we'll see. Maybe forcing this isn't great. Carnage, I assume. Oh no, because they're not reached. Of course they're not reached. Freeman being safe is interesting. Oh, doorway. Well, big point score for the player to our right, and even ignoring the 7-7, that is, yeah, that's a big hand. Well, we're in 3rd place. Tight battle for that 3rd place. Dealer turn coming up. Normal free set didn't work for them, and yeah. Okay, so 12-3 down, dealer turn coming up. So it's going to depend on our dealer turn as to how effective this is, but if they want to go on an absolute rampage, that is their prerogative. I can't really do a lot about that right now. Not going to take that. We got the 4, so right side of that was decided. So 345 Sanchikyu is a thing that exists. Of course, currently we're in the 3-6 weight with this setup, so might not be what we end up with. But we want to take a 456 Sanchikyu, weirdly. I think, though, it's just going to be 1 and go in a moment. Okay, double Yaki High, Dragon only, or Honitsu? Don't know. 5 is safe though. So the extended pair thing if we do that way round. Well, let's see. We know we're not drawing another 3-man, so 7-man doesn't help us. One 9-pin and 6-man is our only real weight with this. Okay. The other 1-men haven't been played, so I'm happy to pivot into this, given it's allowed us the option. And weirdly, that helps us a great deal here. This potentially gives us Zpeiko for 3.
Riichi.
I don't like that. Sure, wait, T-man. We can potentially pivot out. 6-pin is safe, which is good for us because that's going to give us a 4-10 weight. So 2 passes. I'll follow up with that. East is still live. You call that, play 4. Don't think we want to. Yeah, I think we're out of this one. Yeah, 7-man wasn't guaranteed, so I imagine that's an attack. Already stayed maintaining tempo. Oh, I haven't high-tailed on that, have I?
No.
Okay. It's fine. Not ideal, but it's fine. Alright, more repeats. We have a pair of Souths in the South round. That is quite nice. We also have Dora that's sort of connected. Okay, we have directions for this. The early 7, hope for a early 8, so hope for an early South out. In fact, the South doesn't have to be early. It's not anybody's wind at the moment, so it's my wind. Oh, double Dora. Well, now we definitely want that South, because we don't want to... Yeah, it's fine. We don't necessarily need the 7. But we currently have 3 pairs. There we go. There we go. So we establish our Dora as pairs. And we are Ishanten. 2525, please.
Chi.
Thank you very much. I think that could have been overcalled. But South Door 2. Wrong 2. Deliberately playing that one from our hand. In case they notice, because we don't want any indication that we want anything to do with Sozy tiles. Alright, we're for a 10 both directions here, but we got Dora free. We have to accept the Dora free. Alright, that's Tenpai. It's not a Tenpai we like, and also we discarded a 5-pin. So optimal positioning here is awkward. Great. No, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. We have Dora free though. We had Dora free, but we made 2 calls. We had to go for something on that one. Or at 2 as well. Again, this is one of those calculations which you make. You know where Albadora is. You know what the value of your hand is. It was Mungan. And we just got trapped by it. Okay. Well. Such is the game of Mahjong. I think, though, this is probably going to be reasonable for us. Do you need to... If we can get the Ipeco here, Ipeco pin for you to start, it's probably fine. I mean, sure. Free pair weight isn't ideal, but it's what we got. Long pull to Chinitsu, maybe?
Pong.
Yeah, let's go long pull into Chinitsu. We need a hand. Oh, I forgot. We're going to have that nonsense going on every single round. Yeah, I might be going on tilt here, I'm going to be honest, but... So technically Tenpai for the 8. Not going to call that. We go for a 10 for the round. And as is the way of things, the moment we decide to go for this hand, nothing comes out, and they're not going to help me either. Okay. I mean, the only way we won is if we can't for a free that doesn't exist anymore, so we were done there. We're still Tenpai, though. Yeah, we're just going to stay in for a 10, for a 10 nonsense until morale improves. Weirdly, we could now upon that 8, but it's fine. Nice. Okay. Okay. Progression. There we go. Nothing you can do with that. Oh boy. Alright, let's recover this game. East 4, Dora starts. And let's not fully commit to silly plans. Play sensibly and get to third. West to start. Well, clearing the honors has gotten us 2 pairs, 1 Dora, and not a lot else. Three pairs, sorry. Tell a lie. $23 down from second, 16 down on third. And 1 sequence finished. Okay. Back up to 3 pairs again. Gonna say 3-man would be a great draw right now, but
Riichi.
I didn't in time, so therefore we had no right to get it. Let's cut the 8-9 here. It's not guaranteed, but I think this is my best route into something, so...
Ram.
5-8. Yeah. T5, actually. Each pin 2. Yeah, we're low enough on points that I kind of have to go for things, but that we could have potentially avoided that. Alright, 3 pairs, Dora in hand. That's not our wind, so we can hold off on 1 round before we commit to doing something really silly. Yeah, okay, well, pair it is. Oh. Well, we're not going to discard honor tiles at this stage. We're going to hold off for a little while and see what happens. But I imagine, hopefully, we're pairing some of these up. Yeah, we're not looking at Kokushi here. I am looking at pairs, but... But at this point, it does look very similar. Not gonna lie. Five. Two calls, nothing I'm doing from there. Alright, Termical's off. This isn't going to be R1, I don't think. One north, east alive is Dora. now approaching crossover point in terms of how risky tiles are against each other still. We're in last place, so I think we're going to go for things. Though admittedly, we're not going in with this one. Hope the rich get richer, or that you deal in.
聞こえる捨て牌三種の声
G.
Well, you're attacking it, which is interesting.
Run.
Oh, that's really bad for me.
Dora.
I was quite content to have the leader run away with things, but that's really bad for me. All right, manga needed. Okay. South one. Sure, drawing another white here. Another white would be extremely nice right now. 7 man as well would be okay. Well, we've been overcalled. I mean, technically we've been skipped twice, but, you know. This white is looking much more dodgy, but we're going to play it then.
聞こえる
Don't really have a choice if I want to progress with this one. Three man does nothing. 4 pin is okay. I think we're going to get rid of our 2-4. Largely because we still have the Sanchiku possibilities up here, so we're going to keep that alive for at least a turn or two more. Well, an improvement or two. Likely it's not happening, but you know. Gotta try something, and if we're just gonna purge the Manzus anyway, that's what we will do. Oh, for God's sake! Ah. Sometimes the game is not with you. I have 0 that's good against that. So...
Riichi.
Oh, all that. You just want to blank this game? I'm pretty happy with that. Got a possible Itsu. Back end possible Itsu. West is ours and live.
Run.
Alright, so that Mongan gap I mentioned is now Baiman gap. Or Endless Renshen. Both of those are potentially valid paths for us. East 2. Okay. Well, double Yaki high start. We at least should be able to secure a dealer turn quickly. Except the people are being cagey. Okay. I mean, we can reach on one or other, that'd be fine too. South as well? Nope.
もいいは。
In the classic 4-7, we do have the option of potentially calling this south and putting us into a 5-2. But we're not going to say no to a win if it happens before that point. Okay, pair of free pins dropped.
Riichi nya.
No, too safe. We could potentially have swapped, but I think 2 is safe, so we got to stick with it. Well, now what? Just play the 5 and hope? Yeah. 3-6. 2 frees were played, but that's
まだだ
not amazing.
まだ終わっていない
相撲バーストベイン。
Well, ultimately, swap didn't matter, but we got a dealer turn we need now. All right, what are you gonna give me? Could be better. What do we need? We need a dealer Mungan to just take over third. So that's what we're looking at. We're probably not going to get it in one go, is the depressing reality of this. But if we can get an early reach pin through and just get a repeat that's reasonable, we'll do that. Okay. Not the worst. I would absolutely prefer to fill in the gaps. That's useful enough that I might just cut this. Yeah, go that way around with things. Nine, not helpful. Ah, so many terminal draws. If these were low pins, it wouldn't be so bad, but sure. I think we are cutting the ones annoyingly, but stop with the terminal Sozu, please. Well, we ignore that, because we have to. Yeah. Oh well. Well, that was a miserable one.
リーチ一発ツモドラ猫にドラ猫
Into the Hanny as well, so we just about avoid busting out, but that's still not amazing. Another native 190. Oh no, it's all last, because that wasn't even the last hand. Well, now we need a Chinitsu with bonus, so yeah. Yeah, we need to draw multiple Norths. Riichi, Honitsu, North, North, North. Nothing I can do here but be on autopilot, I think. I mean, Itsu Chinitsu, not an impossibility, but it's what we gotta go for. I also predicted I'd get destroyed this game. Yeah, forcing the game to only have less than a third of useful tiles for you. Yeah. 10 more draws, of which we can imagine 3 of them might be Sozu on average. So, and 5 tiles we need to clear to make this work. There's reasons why this shouldn't why you don't go Chinitsu forcing lines unless you really have no choice in the matter. And we don't. Also, 4 sets of bonus tiles, you say. Well, that answers that question. Good news is I have 4 safe tiles to that. Bad news is, if this was one of the other 2 players, I could hope they would deal in and destroy themselves and I'd get 3rd. But the fact that it is you is a problem.
ツモバースデー
Well, that happened. We were not quite busted out. What are we? Negative 204.
マージャンはこうじゃなきゃ
Well,
楽しくないよ
we've
ね
ended worse than we started. Yeah, that's depressing. 3 deal-ins. I like this. It tells you that sort of information on this now. All right, let's have a look. So, our Mungan dealing here, we've basically gone forceful on a line here. We had South Doradora. We ended up with this. Knowing we were going to have to pivot out because it's for a 10 either way, but we wanted to keep the Dora for greed. We shift to the 7 and then just...
リーチにゃ
Yeah, shifting to a 7 against this counter reach was always going to be awkward for us here. This is a 4-7 Manzi thing here, and it's just... We got no good decisions from this point. But equally... Equally... That only got to Mungan. Without that, it would have been a Riichi Peiko, 2000 deal in. Would have been quite happy. It was the bloody Ura. Which, you know, we knew because we had all of the main Dora. So that one I'm more forgiving of, but we had a couple of other small deal-ins as well. Basically 3 in a row, and that put us on the back foot for the last half. Again, not a huge amount of value here, but I think towards the end I was sort of Yeah, desperately trying to pivot around, and then... Yeah, I just got to this position, and of course I'm going to go for the two-sided weight because I'm in last place. Oh well. These things happen. Let's see if they happen again. We're going to go back to the Jade Rooms. Last one of the night. So we had some massive highs. We've had some massive lows. But I think I need a second or a first just to break even from this stream at this point. So let's see how this goes. Okay. Starting south, we have Adora. The hand is reasonable. Green star. And that certainly helps things out. So we're probably going to lean into the Tanyo side because obviously we've got the 1-2-4 shape here. Unlikely the one's going to improve matters for us, so we would count that. Okay. We shall see. We're probably not possibly doing this, but obviously we've got to decide which one of these is now the one we get rid of. Okay, do Chi. So presumably early Tanyo attack. North isn't useful. Pair of ones isn't amazing either, and in truth there's an argument for just getting rid of them entirely, but at least over the 5. Yeah, I should have just got rid of them instead of the thing there. It would be better for us to keep the 5, 7, 8, 9, which I did just ignored that I had. Okay. It's fine. An 8 now is unfortunately sad, but... But we have multiple cheap Tanyos going on, so we're probably just going to end up killing the ones and seeing. Yep. So 2 Tanyo attacks. We can safety to that one. So reaching into 4 calls. And we have Ishanten. T-Man's also safe, so that's something to bear in mind when we get to this. See what happened anyway, it was a Mongan. Yep. Alright, solid start. Second on priority. If we just stop the game now, we'll be fine. So we have a couple of Dora. This is an awkward start. We're going to get rid of the 3-5 actually. If we do end up going with the pairs route, that's fine. We probably won't, but...
Pong.
But White Dragon and 2 Dora is absolutely fine for us. Just need that free so. And something to connect to both of these bits. I mean, obviously, preferably a 4-man, but we'd obviously take other things if it came up. Do I care about Carnage? Not just yet, but we might care about Carnage. I'm pretty sure I'd probably just discard it if I'm not going to use it. I'm going to be fully honest, but... Hey, Rice. There's that 4-man we want. One of the many things we want come to that. Well, technically now, Ishanten. But you're either the 4-man or the 3, so we of course can't. But if you play over them, we kind of are forced to just discard it. Which would be depressing. Ooh, nothing doing this time.
つもです。
Dragon Sumo 2. Oh, Dragon. Okay, so I thought I saw 2 of them shining. Alright. Down to 3rd. But it is now our dealer turn. What do you got for us? You've got a Dora. Could be worse. Well, Doras are gone, so that's already backfired on us. And we do repair ones. Right. I think you play the West now. No point in holding on to that. Alright, we have our possible Sanshikyu yet again. That makes it significantly more likely, and now we are Ishanten for it. Riichi Sanshikyu, hopefully Pinfu. Seven-man, please. It's the same 7-man you didn't give me the last time. You definitely owe me now, game.
G です。
Give me that 7-man. That is a 5-man. Close, but not what we want. Safe discard.
ポンです。
Now I've got to deal with the East Honitsu up top as well. Makes that 3-6 look worse, certainly, but...
Riichi.
Yeah, we can safety into that and keep a game plan. I also get a random 7 played at some point. Sure. Open Sanshikyu, take a win. See what happens. 3 is also a safe tile, so... Sanshku only.
3色ど
We'll take that to get a Ranchan. Alright, softly, softly, and we take a win. Pair of alien wins, 2 sequences, hopefully just connect something quickly up with the rest, and we take a reach and go. Or we just purge the alien wins at some point, but you know. Sure. Alright, that possible Itsu's back on. Ishanten for Reach Itsu. It's possible. I mean, if I need 2 closed weights to finish the hand anyway, it's possible. Alright. And even open, I mean, open Itsu 1, get another Renshan. That's currently in the game plan. That's currently in the locker as my optimal strategy these days. Or back in the good old days. Absolutely all about that call for Tenpai. Problem is, it is on the 7 and the 3, and I'm going to be waiting on the 7 or the 3. But still, that's future. That's a future concern. We'll play the green. But Riichi Sudora 1 is Mangan as.
Riichi
Reach Itsu Dora 1, let's go. Is this reckless? Probably, but we're doing it anyway. This is a Mungan hand, we do not fold Mungan chances. Especially as dealer. Ultimately, it is a little reckless, but it is a Mungan shot as dealer, and I'm in 3rd place. So I feel this is our optimal game plan, but it's not very likely. But it is guaranteed to Mungan if it comes off. So you know, let's see if a 7-so is available for us to draw. Well, there's a 4, and it's being attacked. But that way happened instead. I mean, at the very least, this secures 3rd place. I'm okay. I'm okay with this. Also, it was about as bad as our weight. So, all things told, and even with the context of what the hand values were at the end, absolutely correct move. And I think it was correct move even ignoring the values. Anyway, East 3, 23 behind, 2nd, and that is pretty much what the game is for now. Tanyo Dora 1, see what happens. Hope to get a 4, hope to get a 6, and don't get a 1. Yeah, we should be fine with this. Ooh, double Dora. Chitoitsu Dora. With Tanyo, potentially. Or just a normal Reach hand. Let's see. So we can take the 1-4, though a couple of 1s have gone. Take a 6-9. Wrong 9. Ishanten. It's a Dora pairweight, Dora 7 pairweight, which is not amazing by any means, but it's perfectly fine for right now. And if we draw a 4 in the meantime, we switch this to potentially Tanyo. Sure. Let's secure the Tanyo.
G です。リーチが
Okay, how do we dodge that? 8.5 CG. We have 2 Dora. I think we can justify this on that basis, to be perfectly honest, but
Riichi.
a little harder now.
ロンです。
Okay. Not ideal, since that is the player I'm fighting for second, but we got out of that. He definitely had the value, just wasn't able to convert, obviously, but East 4. East 4, gap's only 6-3. That is fine. We just got our own win to start with because they're all 1 bonus tiles, and we already see a West. And we are, again, looking pretty rapid here.
いけにゃい、ドラ猫が。
Well, there's that 7 we definitely wanted. I'm taking it in either of the other suits, but that's the one we got it. Not helpful. I said not helpful. The wall listens to me very occasionally, which is why I keep having to demand things of it. Maybe this isn't the most healthy relationship in the world, but occasionally it does give me the tiles I need, doing it this way. So, sure. Alright, well that allows us to take a 6. We then don't really have a pair, but we can work on that. Yep, we need 7s. Any 7s are due right now, by the way. Here's number 9.
ポンです。
We're not quite at the point of calling random pairs. This is the hand the game wanted me to go for that Shinitsu. Okay. Progress has been made. 7 so for a 2-5 Tenpai. 6 gives us a pair weight on a single tile. Not ideal, but you know, take what we can get at this point of the game. But we now have call for Tenpai potential.
ツモです。
Or did until that happened. Well, the gap to second has increased again, though not by a huge amount. 2,000 extra points. Still within Mangan range. Mangan Sumo range, at least. Okay. Do we force a Hanitsu here? Depends if we can pair any of these up. Of course, we pair the other thing up. Maybe I should have got rid of the Isolated 7 first, but you know. Well, now we're on a conventional hand again. Also, if this ends up being 5, 6, 7 Sanjiku, potentially, because I missed out on it. Alright, let's go north. Green played, East played. What's the last one? And we did get a redraw. Well, somebody's on a rampage. And it's not me, unfortunately. The 8's walled off. 8's aren't quite walled off. 3 Sozi tiles, but anything on the Sozi tile is dodgy. I hadn't registered the dragon was played immediately after the Riichi. That was fun. Shouldn't be 1 pin. Absolutely, absolutely. The wall giveth, the wall taketh away, and the wall occasionally accepts demands, but only occasionally. All right, 2 safe tiles. Yeah, we're nowhere near close enough to really chase this. That also is not... Well, okay. That isn't what I wanted. Because it's getting me close to a dealer turn. But now I have to worry about you busting out before I get a chance to get my Mungan to come back into this game. Well, okay. Exact same situation now. What just draw nothing useful in the Pinsu side of things. But we're going to do it again. We're going to force it, actually. Maybe we shouldn't be forcing, but I'm desperate to get a deal turn now, so we are going to try. I need to pair something up here. Once again, I'm reminded of what I said earlier in the stream, where basically if you're relying on only drawing less than a third of the tiles that are in the bag as useful things, you can only expect to have a certain number of them. In this case, maybe 3 useful tiles. But to be fair, most of the honours are useful as well, so actually he's probably closer than... He's over a third. Oh, come on! I'm just cutting for nonsense at this. I'm cutting because, you know, I'm forced to it. But, you know. Hey! Okay, 1 pair. Can't do anything with it, but, you know, I've got it now, so there's that. Alright, game is not a complete disaster. Carnage. I suppose last place Carnage makes some sense. We've hit Dragon. We might have a way to push this in when we have 2 safe tiles. Oh, Dora. Okay, so he can't into free Dora. That's something I'm now going to worry about. expansion to 2000. That means the game continues, but I'm running out of wiggle room. So I need a Mungan basically here. Not impossible I could get a Mungan from this hand, but it's... I really want to draw 5 so. Riichi, Tanyo, Doradora.
ポンです
I've got to hope you're bluffing. To be fair, it'd take a huge hit for me to fall down to 4th from here, so I just gotta hope they're bluffing. Alright, 2 triplets. A referee. Oh, this is where things get complicated. Cut the 7 over that for right now. Absolutely. Would love that right now. That means we have Mungan confirmed if we just do that, but, you know. I think, though... Ooh, very good draw. Alright, Ishanten. And it's going to be a 5/8 weight as well, so... And... Potential Dora. This needs a lot to be Mungan, but I don't have a choice but to go for it, I think. 2/5. And yeah, if we could get that red 5 out of the wall, that'd be lovely. Exactly what we needed.
待てポン
2 card chances. I mean, I basically... Yeah, it'll give me the ping for Carnage if it happens. It's not...
捨てたくないが
Oh, we got it. Unfortunately, we got it off the wrong player, and I think that 8,300 plus the reach stick plus the bonus. I think we got it.
太陽ドラドラドラ
I think we got it with the 2 reach sticks. I think we at least got ourselves in the second. Yes! I think we broke even with that. Plus 6/4. 13.23. What did we do for the game? Okay. Plus 138. Minus 204. Plus 64. We went down slightly, but overall it was a fun set of matches. Also, yeah, we had some ridiculous things happening in that first game. Just immediate Buyman into a 4 wins chance. First time I think I've got that Yakuman as an option that I could get to, but you know. Oh boy. Also, our ranking is perfectly symmetrical as all things should be. So I will take that as a sign that everything is fine and we will end the stream here. Thanks for joining me, those who did. Yeah, I need to review some of these in the background, I think, but I'll catch people later.